Janome.
Hey everyone, it's Janome Man, aka Michael Smith, and I have even more storage tips for you. This beautiful dust cover that says Janome on the front comes with your fabulous Janome Continental M17 and all the storage that is built into the dust cover. Now there's lots of hook and loop tape to hold everything securely in place. Now the front of it has very generous pockets. So included with your machine, when you unpack everything, make sure you find this little packet that has some information for you. So here, very importantly, is your warranty card. So you definitely want to keep this handy. And then they even have, again, Janome's always concerned about safety and precautions. So they're saying, you know, for the LCD screen, you don't want to use a screwdriver or a sharp stiletto or a pencil. You want to use the soft stylus that's included. Now, even things like, before you use this machine, there is a clock built into the Continental M17, and they even show us the little compartment, and we're going to remove, there's a little film of plastic just behind the battery. There is a battery included, but we want to remove that little piece of plastic before we actually start using the machine and before we go to set the clock. If we don't remove that little piece of plastic, the battery isn't actually engaging to the contact points, so the time on the clock will not set. So if you end up setting your clock and you wonder when you turn off the machine and turn it back on, the time isn't setting, it's because you didn't remove that little piece of plastic. But again, make sure that you read all of this before you use the machine. So again, Janome's always trying to think of everything. Now there's also this quick start guide to get you started using the machine right away, and it actually is in French and in Spanish, so that's lovely. And then very importantly, yes, you want to find a standard accessories list with drawings of everything included in your machine, a full description, even some part numbers of what everything is. And again, all the parts and pieces that come in your machine. So before you get rid of any of your packaging, you want to make sure you've got everything here. And again, it's written in a couple of different languages, so that's great. So all of this, your quick start guide and your warranty card and all of that can tuck into the pockets here of your dust cover. Now also included is this cute little bag, and they even say it's little plastic stick-on, little stick-on circles that you can stick on to the bed of the machine that will help protect the bed of the machine against the embroidery hoops rubbing back and forth against it. Now the powder-coated painted finish on the all-metal bed of the Janome Continental M17 is very strong and very sturdy. Again, Janome is just always trying to think of more. So included are these little dots, clear dots that you could just stick on to the edge of the bed of the machine to help protect it against the embroidery hoops running over the bed of the machine. So all those instructions again can fit here, as well as there's room for a little more goodies. But here, when we turn it around, this big pocket on the back can fit even our giant 11 by 18.1 hoop, our big RE 46D hoop, yes, can fit in that pocket. There is a big strap here with hook and loop tape. Boom, that keeps it very secure. There's room in this pocket for more. You know, the Continental M17 comes with 5 embroidery hoops altogether, so they could all fit in this dust cover, so they could all stay with your machine, or again, if you're traveling, you carry them all together. Everything stays together, neat, clean, organized. The more organized you are, the better and faster and more enjoyable your sewing and embroidery is. Now, with my bag of accessories, I got this little sticker showing me some more thread guides. You know, all of our machines, they have the thread guides written on the housing of the machine, but as we get down to just above the needle, we have this little thread guide here to show us exactly how we want our thread in order so that that automatic needle threader works every time. Now, we can peel off the paper backing and stick this to our machine so it's always a reminder. Perhaps your machine may have already come with it stuck there, but if not, you could put it up there, and that way it always reminds you. So again, Janome's always trying to think of everything. Now, also included with your machine, as I mentioned in another video of all the accessories, here's a stylus. Again, the soft end is what we want to use. We have 2 LCD screens. This big one is still covered up, and the one in the middle here is still covered up, but this is where we could use the stylus. Now, in my other video of accessories, I showed, things like this is going to clip onto the thread mast for your yarn couching. The yarn can loop over this. And you may wonder, well, where am I going to put that? Well, Janome thinks of everything. As you open the lid of your machine, ooh, ta-da, look at that. Yes, it is so beautiful. We've got lots of information here built into the top of our machine. We've got some stitch charts up here. We've got some little grooves for the extra presser feet. So things like for our embroidery couching, this is the little yarn guide that fits onto our needle clamp screw. And then these are the 2 feet for yarn couching, embroidery couching, the PC1 and PC2. So these don't fit in our big accessory box, so we could put them here. So that's perfect. That's a great spot to store. And then you may wonder, well, where's the thread mast? Well, look at this. Ta-da! Oh, it is fabulous. Ooh, I'll raise my camera up so you can see. Isn't that amazing? So there we can retract it and close our lid if we wish. Or again, when we're going to get ready to sew, open the lid and here we go. And oh, it's fabulous. So this yarn guide just clips over just like that. How simple, how easy is that? Just clip it on, you loop your yarn over here, and then go down to do your yarn couching. And then when you're done, it easily comes off. Boom, ready to go. So this could go into your black accessory case. There is room in that little front pocket, or there are some other alternatives for storage, which I'll show in just a minute. Now, speaking of storage, I will retract that and put that down to show you there's more. In my other video with all the accessories, I showed these cool little magnetic stitch charts. So you may wonder, well, what do I do with those? Well, they're a great reference, just as they are. But did you know that here, where I already see some stitch charts, these are the categories that we have. We've got our utility stitches, buttonhole stitches, applique stitches. Oh, we've got quilting category and quilt style category. Decorative stitches. We've got long stitches that are built into a number of other machines. And we've got this great new category, animals, lifestyles, kids is a new category. So these stitch charts go through all the stitches built into your machine, but because they are magnetic, they will just sit up right like that. So if I want to see all the stitches in the kids category, I can just put it up here on the lid of my machine. So how cool is that? Now over here is instructions on using the bobbin winder and how to thread that, but this is also magnetic. So once you wound your bobbins, you can use that spot to hold up your stitch charts, or even these magnets that hold the lid down when it's closed. We could use these magnets even to hold our stitch charts. So you've got options. Janome is all about options. So what do you do with all of these stitch charts when you aren't using them? Well, again, Janome always thinks of everything. Tucked away at the back of your machine, ooh, just in there. So just behind the lid here is a little trap door that I can remove. There's a little compartment here in the front, and then these stitch charts can all just tuck away right in there. Ooh, all nice and neat. Boom, there they are, all nice and neat. And then again, when I want to go select which ones I want, boom. So simple. And again, a little more storage in here as well. And then this just clips on right there. So that's where you can store your stitch charts. So isn't that cool? We have these extra accessory pieces. When we attach the big embroidery carriage onto the machine, these extra pieces go over the edge. So again, it expands the bed of our machine. But within these are storage. So this is where we could take that guide for the embroidery couching. Here I've got the USB cable that will connect the computer to the machine, and then I've got that laser light for that accurate embroidery placement. So we can put all the extra accessories in here and snap that lid close. Now, we do have a knee lifter with this machine, and again, Janome is always thinking of everything. So when we don't have this extra extension table in place, there is the little port down here for the knee lifter, no problem. But even when this extra extension table is in place, there is a little port there for the knee lifter. So it will go all the way through this extra table, and it will go through to the machine. So you can still use your knee lifter when you have this extra extension table attached. So now I think it's time to finally take off all the plastic from my machine and definitely plug it in. I think we need a moment of silence for the beauty and the scale, the size of this fabulous embroidery unit. Yes, can you believe this? This is your embroidery carriage for your brand new, beautiful Janome Continental M17. It is unlike any other embroidery carriage Janome has ever done. Now, to me, it looks a little bit like a spaceship, but it is absolutely fantastic. Definitely where the future of embroidery is going. Now, the wonderful thing, again, Janome is always trying to think of everything. Even though it looks quite big, there is a very convenient handle right here. There is a handle on the other side. So yes, we can lift this up and transport it. Take it off our machine if we want. Now, the wonderful thing is as well, there are wheels underneath here. So if you have your embroidery carriage removed from your machine, there are some convenient wheels on the underside of it. So you can simply wheel it into position and go around the bed of your machine. It clicks in here into the machine, and maybe you'll be able to see over here on the back side there is the handle, but this is also the lever to click, it's engaged, and then click, now it's not. And then I pull the embroidery carriage away. It's that simple to push it into the machine or release it from the machine. And again, the wheels on the underside definitely make it easy. So very, very cool. And you can see again by the size of it, because of that giant RE46D hoop, that 11-inch by 18-inch hoop, we needed a big garage. So in order to go around the whole 13.5-inch bed of your Janome Continental M17, we have these very cool extra pieces. There's even a hole here for your knee lifter that will attach at the front of the machine. The knee lifter will go in here, and then these will just fit over. They just slide into place very simply. Boom, slide into place, lock into place. And then there is one for the back as well. The one for the back has the little curved notch here, so we know exactly which one. Again, they can only go on one way. So then, ooh, click in place, boom. Now the cool thing about these extra side pieces, again, this fits all around the bed of our Continental M17, but we can click these off. Ooh, look, all that extra space. So things like, oh, maybe the cable to connect our machine with our computer, or for sure, how about this embroidery placement, the PM laser embroidery foot. Again, that could tuck in here, and a couple of other little supplies could tuck in there, and then we just clip that onto place. So everything we need for the machine is at our fingertips. There is, again, another panel back here that we can take off, even more room. Or the really cool thing is, again, using those giant embroidery hoops, we have even larger pieces. Again, that little notch goes on the back piece. So we clip these on, and all of a sudden we have this giant extension table, not only to help us support those giant embroidery hoops, but we could leave this embroidery carriage on our machine, and now we've got a bigger extension table to do our free motion quilting, our ruler quilting, our regular sewing. No problem. Again, Janome's always trying to think of everything. So we have so many wonderful goodies with the Janome Continental M17, and look forward to finally seeing it all come together in an upcoming video.